and Shedeur Sanders all competing for playing time. Remember, there's also Deshaun Watson, who is still recovering from an Achilles injury. He likely will not play this upcoming season. SportsCenter on the road is presented by Geico. Our Browns reporter, Daniel Oyefusi, joins us now from Berea, Ohio. And Daniel, Shedeur Sanders was held out of practice on Saturday with soreness in his throwing arm. What is the latest you can tell us about his availability for this week?
Yeah, Sanders spoke to reporters not too long ago and said he's all good after being held out of team drills for arm soreness. He said that he's perfectly fine. It was just a little bit of him adjusting to the practice cadence. Sometimes he's going in hot, getting a lot of reps. Sometimes he's not. But he said he's looking forward to joint practices with the Carolina Panthers on Wednesday, as well as getting his first taste of NFL action, real NFL action in the preseason over on Friday. And that's really important for Sanders, who notably is the only healthy quarterback in Berea who hasn't received first-team reps with the offense.
Interesting. So that first preseason game is probably going to tell us a little something about these quarterbacks. Meanwhile, we've got Kenny Pickett. He was limited in practice this past week due to a hamstring injury. So these quarterbacks a little banged up here, Daniel. What is the latest with Pickett?
Yeah, a team source told me this morning that Pickett is going to continue to be limited by that hamstring injury that cost him 3 straight practices. The past couple of days, he's just been limited to individual drills, throwing to wide receivers and running backs, but he's not yet completing or participating in 11-on-11s or 7-on-7s. Pickett actually spoke a couple of days ago, and he was very transparent and honest about what this injury is doing to him in this competition. He said, "You're always losing ground when you're not in that competition. Keep in mind, Pickett has been splitting first-team reps with Joe Flacco, so he's firmly in that quarterback race. He's limited right now."
Okay, so he's splitting first-team reps with Joe Flacco, and there are these 4 quarterbacks in this very crowded quarterback room. And with the first preseason game coming up, is there like a 1, 2, 3, 4? Is there an order at all to this?
Well, if you ask head coach Kevin Stefanski, they're still a ways away from establishing a depth chart, but there has been a hierarchy in terms of the practice reps. When we go out here and watch these practices, we're seeing Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and a little bit of Dillon Gabriel split first-team reps. Shedeur Sanders has continued to lead the backup units, but again, we're still very early in this process, and we want to evaluate all these quarterbacks in different circumstances.
Interesting. Having them healthy will probably help too. Daniel, we appreciate it. Thank you.
This is what Adam Schefter tweeted. The Browns are signing Tyler Snoop Huntley, who spent part of last season with Cleveland. With Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel nursing hamstring injuries, and Shedeur Sanders having a sore shoulder, the Browns need another arm. Enter Huntley.
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
What are the Browns
I don't know what they're doing. We don't know what they've done the last 35 quarters.
Do they know? Are we sure they know what they're doing?
They don't. Have they known what they're doing since that franchise has been established? Have they figured it out yet? Because the last good quarterback, no disrespect to the quarterbacks that have played for the Cleveland Browns, the last one that has been of decency has been Bernie Kosar, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's in mid-'80s, though.
Mid who? Okay,
Mid-'80s.
well, there you go. There you go. That's no disrespect to any of the quarterbacks that have played there, but it is what it is. We talk about consistency. Have we had one for a decade that we've been able to lean on and build around?
You had a couple of years. You got a couple of years of Baker, but outside of that, no.
No disrespect. Come on now. So how do we?
That's the problem that you have, Ocho.
How are we supposed to trust this organization when it comes to choosing quarterbacks at the position when they haven't figured it out all these years? All of a sudden, now they got all the Now they got all the sense. They're supposed to have all the sense now. The depth chart to me, I'm gonna let you go. The depth chart to me doesn't mean anything. We know what Joe Flacco will do when the lights come on. Kenny Pickett had his opportunity when he was drafted to the Steelers. So we've seen the sample size of that already. I mean, no disrespect to him, he's not the answer. Dillon Gabriel had success at Oregon when the lights come on. But it's a different ball game in the NFL with them grown men that got mouths to feed. Everyone should get an ample chance to win their starting position. We already know who quarterback 1 is going to be. We know who that's going to be. The depth chart doesn't mean anything. What they're trying to do is they're trying to break young bull. They're trying to break him, huh? That's all it is. From the draft process to getting drafted in the 5th round to the owner coming out and saying what he said last week to now. Man, come on with that bull jive, man.
I don't see how Kenny Pickett still remains number 2. He hadn't practiced since the 26th of July, if I'm not mistaken. So he's been dealing with a hamstring injury. But when you go out and sign somebody in free agency, I guess that does tell you they do think highly of him because they signed him. Dillon Gabriel, he's dealing with a hamstring. I guess the worst thing that happened is that we could have found out because had both of those guys been injured, we head into the first preseason game and only Flacco and Shedeur is healthy. Now, it remains to be seen how much Joe Flacco is going to play. If he plays, I'm thinking maybe a series, Ocho. That's tops. Let's be generous and say a series. Now that was going to be Shedeur's opportunity to basically take us home. We saw Trey Lance. Trey Lance started the game and played deep into the fourth quarter. Hell, he might have finished the game. With that being said, the worst thing that could possibly happen for the Browns is that the two quarterbacks that you're probably counting on, they both got hurt.
Most definitely.
And they got hurt early. Now, we'll see how soon. It remains to be seen. I think I said last night they played Thursday. They play Thursday or Friday. Is it Friday? Okay, they play Friday. They play Friday against the Panthers.
3 more days. I'm excited.
Is Shedeur gonna play?
Yes, he doesn't have a choice. This is part of his resume.
But if it showed, but what if he had?
Wait.
Clearly they don't feel that confident because if they thought Shedeur was going to be able to go, would they have brought a fifth quarterback in?
Yeah, they had to bring somebody else in because Kenny Pickett's probably not going to play, especially with a hamstring injury. The game is Friday.
I don't think either one. I don't think 2 and 3 is going to play.
So definitely he's going to play. Listen. The eye in the sky doesn't lie, and they need Shedeur to put what he can on tape. They need him. What are we going to get? What did we draft? All the work we put in, obviously going against offense and defense in practice, that don't mean nothing.
Well, you don't expect to get Ocho. How long you expect the $500 car to last? Think about where they drafted him now. Now, clearly they ain't put a whole lot of resources behind it.
No.
So they're not. Let's you know what, Ocho? You know what we do here on Nightcap.
Come on, talk to me now.
Chat, when you go by what we used to call, when I was growing up, we call it second hand. When you go buy something second hand and you spend $500 or you spend $1,000 and as is, no warranty, you're not expecting, hopefully get me from point A to point B. They drafted Shedeur in the 5th round. They're not expecting much of Shedeur. They didn't, because if they thought that much of him, they'd have drafted him higher. If they thought that much of him, they would have given him a fair opportunity. But that's not what they've done. And I'm not, look, that's their organization. They run it how they see fit. But I don't know, people in Cleveland, I don't know how you would still have trust in this organization, considering how many quarterbacks, and every quarterback they say, he's franchise. You said that with Derek Anderson, and you said that before him, and you said that after him. Baker got injured, and you moved on from him. Now, Baker didn't have the weapons that he has in Tampa. I don't think Baker's like, oh my God, I wish I could have stayed in Cleveland. The weather's a lot nicer in Tampa, and there's no state income tax, and he has a great support system around him. With all that being said, I don't think it's much to like, boy, maybe they bet against him.
Listen, it happens all the time.
I don't want to. If Shedeur, how does that make me look? If Shedeur looks well, Ocho,
excuse me. The adversity and the obstacles that young bullets had to endure in general. He's been prepped for this. He's been prepped for this. They're against me. Since he got drafted, when he dropped in the 5th round, he already knew what time it was. When your opportunity gets there, when you get your opportunity, you have no choice but to shine. You have no choice. They're betting against him not to do well.
Right. But if you want me to win the race, Ocho, you got to put me on a thoroughbred like everybody else. You can't give me a Clydesdale and say, go win this race. Let me ask you this. When he is in the game, is he going to get the first team offensive line?
No.
Because that's when they want to give you a serious look, Ocho. You and I both played this game for a long period of time. When they want to give a receiver a serious look, they let him run with the ones. They don't continuously see what he can do with the 2s and 3s. They give him a fair opportunity with the ones, the number one quarterback, the number one offensive line, and the other one receivers on the opposite side of him. Quarterbacks, when they are running backs, when they really want to see what you can do, they let you run with the one, the number one O-line. And normally, when they pull the offensive line out, guess who else coming out? The quarterback. Because the starting quarterback is not going to be in there with the twos and threes. The starting running back is not going to be in there with the twos and threes. So I'm going to be very interesting to see. It is the first preseason game. And given the way the preseason is done now, starters don't normally play. They don't normally play, and they don't play much. So Shedeur is going to have to make wine with the water the well water that he's been given.
He's gonna be all right.
He's not been given purified water. He's not been given bottled water. So he's gonna have to make do with what he has.
This is the good thing, though. Huh? The cards that he's dealt on Friday night when he enters that game, regardless of what's surrounding him, he's going to make something happen. When he does make something happen, when he's able to make something out of nothing, and this is no disrespect to the twos and the threes and the fours that are trying to make that team. Everybody out there vying for a job.
For sure. But you and I both know, Ocho.
I know, but listen,
there are only about 5 jobs up for grab. They know within 40 guys, 41 guys, who's going to be on that roster.
Yeah. Oh, listen, they don't know. They don't know yet, because what they're planning on and what they're trying to do, whatever it may be, when he gets his opportunity, all they got to do is knock the door down. I don't care what you put around me. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get the job done. So imagine if I can get out there and cut up on Friday with 3s and 4s and 2s at my helm. What you think gonna happen when I got the ones? What you think gonna happen when I got Judy, huh? And Joku, and the rest of them boys at my disposal as my weaponry. If I can do this with my 3s and 4s and 2s out here in a preseason game. All he's done all his life is win, huh? That's all he's done. So now you put me in this situation, a little obstacle, a little adversity. All right, I've been here before. I got this. I've been here before. I got this.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ocho. I mean, he's never had a situation like this. You don't know what you can overcome until you're faced with it.
Dog it, man, with my pen. Oh, that's a good one. Let me write that down. Don't go too fast now. I got to write that down. I'm going to put that in my notes. Hold on.
Because, Ocho, here's the thing. See, strength is not what you possess. Strength is overcoming something that you didn't think you could. See, a lot of people thinking, well, I can lift this or I can do that. That is not strength. Strength is overcoming something you didn't think you could. He's never been in this situation before. He's been the best. And now he's going to have to, that strength that his father has instilled him. His father is very biblical. His father is very into the church, is into the word. All those words that his father has been preaching to him for a lifetime, it will be put to the test. See, like when the devil told Job, yeah, of course, God, he's going to serve you. You give him everything. Look at the family. Look at the livestock that you have. Look at what you blessed him with. Why would he not serve you? Remove the hedge and he'll curse his very maker.